Welcome back to Wipeout,
where contestants flail around in dirty water because we're just too lazy to clean it.
You are. Well, the sweeper brushed away 6 contestants, so remaining in the game are...
ridiculously good-looking Neil Smith, trainer Jaron Kyle Adler, Chris Law School wannabe Lackawa, mortgage broker Nick Lewis, and Ariel never-been-kissed Tweeta.
Of these 6, just 4 will emerge to compete in the Wipeout zone and vie for a shot at the $50,000.
But first, they're gonna have to get past our next obstacle, the dizzy dump.
Here's how it works. There are 4 rounds. First, contestants are strapped to the dizzy dummy and spun around till they're good and dizzy. Then it's off to the first obstacle, the crazy beams. The first to cross that course will move on to the Wipeout zone. The rest will then get back on the dummy, spin, and try the second course. That's the pole vault. Those who fail, spin again.
And again. And again.
Until we have our final 4.
Yeah, let's hope nobody ate lunch.
Yeah. They are ready to go. First up, it's those crazy beams.
That's what she said.
Anybody gonna feel sick? Anybody starting to feel sick?
Just land right here.
Chris, talking a little smack. Seems awfully chipper for this event, John.
John, that's because it's the first spin. See all those smiles hold up as the game continues.
And they're off. $50,000 on the line.
Group looks wobbly. Neil waddling his way to the front. But here comes the Ninja Turtle showing a little taekwondo attitude.
Neil wipes out, but here comes Chris. Never mind.
Mortgage broker Nick tries to put a lead on Kyle, but Kyle jumps, lands, and he's hanging on with his teeth. Here comes Jaron. Hurt me. And he's going to have to start over.
John, I have to think the dummy scrambled something in his head because this is not the same competitor we saw in the sweeper. Back at the head of the course, Chris jumps.
I've got to wonder, where exactly did he think he was going to land?
Kyle jumps, barely catches, starting to slide backwards. Nick sees an opportunity. No!
Too late. Kyle, first to the Wipeout zone. Woo! Kyle's a martial arts instructor, but that is a taekwondo.
Jaron not happy to do this again, and no one wants to stand next to him. To make matters worse, the weather is starting to roll in. Jill, what's going on down there?
Hey guys, the cold weather has really set in, and you gotta believe that's gonna affect the contestants.
You know it's cold when the contestant from Alaska is shivering.
Here we go.
5 people still in the game. 3 spots remain. It's time for the pole vault. It's going really fast. In fact, the speed has been increased.
That's right, because when you double the dizzy, you double the dump.
Wait, something's brewing with Jaron. Oh, this doesn't look good.
No problem! I think he's throwing up.
We have Wipeout history, John. Jaron is the first contestant to ever return his lunch on the dizzy dummy.
I can't look at that.
Nick, preoccupied with the thought that perhaps the dummy might be a metaphor for the cyclical nature of the subprime mortgage market, or just unfazed by vomit.
And Ariel, looking for love in all the wrong places.
And attention law schools, the man in back is applying for admission.
Jill is with Jaron right now.
Jaron, buddy, how you doing?
I gave it every single thing I got and a little bit more.
All right, well, back to you guys.
So Jaron quits, which officially ends our round, but no one had a chance to advance, so we are going to go back to the crazy beams.
4 contestants left. First across moves on to the Wipeout zone.
And they're off. Neil moving slowly. Chris, not sure what to do. But here comes the mortgage broker. Nick kneeling in front of Neil. That's the power of suggestion. He jumps, lands on his fanny. Okay.
My friends walk straight in when they're drunk.
Neil trying to think of a way to look handsome doing this. But here comes Chris.
Hello. Neil making a run for it. No good. Alaskan Youth Olympian Ariel. Where's the pole? Neil back at it. He's on.
Ariel's doing pretty well.
You're right, Jill, but it's Nick who's approaching the end of the course.
Neil trying to catch up with him. Nick goes for it. Misses. That gives Neil a chance. Here comes Chris. There goes Chris. Neil almost to the finish. Ariel trying to catch him.
The Wipeout zone just got a little bit more good-looking as Neil is moving on.
And Ariel doesn't want to get back in that freezing water.
Neil, it looks like those good looks are getting you through this competition.
Yeah, not as quickly as I like.
So as humility takes a vacation, we move on. 3 players left, 2 tickets remain to the Wipeout zone. Pole vault's up.
Remember, John, this is their 4th trip on the dizzy dummy. They have been spinning for 6 full minutes now. If you're wondering what that does to your body, take a look at this.
Chris off to his usual lightning-quick start, but here comes the mortgage broker, who went about 20% down.
First to the poles, Nick and Chris kind of battling for pole position there.
Chris looks like he's ready, but it is Nick who's first.
And he sticks the landing. Moving on to the second half. And he drops like the housing market.
Here comes Chris.
Motion denied.
Now it's Ariel's turn. She bites it.
Well, technically, they all bit it, John.
Do you think the event that you did was harder or this?
Oh, that looks way harder. I'm so glad I got out.
With no one advancing from the pole vault, that brings us to our final round, and that means the first two contestants, two of them that crossed the crazy beams, will move on.
Guys think they're dizzy, they're tired, they're wet, they're cold. This is not going to be easy.
And to make it yet more fun, it's now raining.
Final round, 2 tickets remain to the Wipeout zone.
Nick, again, on his knees.
Here comes Ariel and Chris. Nick jumps. He's got it. Ariel taking a moment to get her bearings straight. She sticks it.
But here comes Chris. Can he hang on? No.
Nick jumps. Nails it.
Here comes Chris again.
Nick crawling his way to the finish. Ariel makes a jump for it.
Oh, she was so close.
Chris moving, but not very quickly. He'll have to move faster than that if he wants to catch up with Nick, who's at the end of the course.
Nick is moving on.
Good job.
With Nick now approved for the Wipeout zone, that leaves just one spot left.
There's Chris doing a little crouching tiger hidden walrus.
Ooh, and he's gonna have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Ariel jumps again.
So glad I'm not a guy.
These two fighting it out like wetsuit-clad salmon going upstream. Ariel jumps, lands it, and may have just had her first kiss.
Yeah, but they are not related, John, so everybody wins.
Chris is up. Oh, no.
Ariel moving on to the final beam.
She's going to have to jump to this one.
She's one jump away from the Wipeout zone and a chance at $50,000.
Looks so easy, but it's so hard.
Where's the platform?
Yes! Yes! One female in the competition.
All right, Ariel, never been kissed except by a crazy beam Tweedo, will be rubbing noses with the Wipeout zone.
Along with ridiculously good-looking Neil Smith, Ninja Kyle Adler, and mortgage broker Nick Lewis.
We're going to take a break, but when we return, our fearless four will be taking on the Wipeout zone.
And one of them will walk away with $50,000.